All right, guys, let's talk about everyone's favorite subject, gear. Now, a little bit of quick 10 seconds worth of backstory here. When I come out and shoot these videos for you guys, I actually have a permanent camp set up. So I have a hot tent, and I sleep in there for about half the year at a time. Well, 7 days on, 7 days off. And because of that, a lot of the gear that I have to carry is only for going 5 or 10 kilometers looking for plants to show you guys. But with that said, let's start off with what I carry on my body. So obviously I have my layering system, which is a synthetic coat. I got some Gore-Tex bibs and a base layer. That's normally pretty good for me. I always keep my uber leaving ferro rod around my neck. It's really easy to lose a ferro rod, and I just prefer not to do that. So I always just keep that right around my neck. Coming in again, I always have my either Leatherman Wave or a Leatherman Signal. Honestly, guys, you can't beat a Leatherman. I mean, I love the multi-tools that actually have pliers, because pulling stuff off the fire, or if you're in the backcountry, you can actually use the Leatherman Wave with the scissors to clip porcupine quills when your dog gets to get porcupined, which will actually like depressurize them so that you could use the pliers and pull them out. And it's uncomfortable, but you know, you got to do what you got to do when you're pretty far away from cell service and your dog's hurt. Then if we move on down, the knife I always carry on me is either a Reef Knives F4 or F6. I mean, the way I see it is, if you're going to be carrying a knife as much as I do and work with as much as I do, you might as well just get the best one. And that's my personal favorite. All right, moving on down to the pocket here. Pro tip, if you like to have a clean butthole, it's really nice to keep wet wipes on you. These are biodegradable ones, and if you keep them in your pocket, they don't freeze. Also, in the pocket, same thing with granola bars, guys. If you keep them in your pocket, they stay warm. Nothing like a frozen granola bar to ruin your day. That is pretty much what I carry on my body. Now let's move into the backpack. So at the very top of the bag is my I'm having a bad day pouch. I got a little package of Quick Clot here in case I ever get some pretty bad bleeding. This has a hemostatic agent in it, which pretty much just means that if you get cut pretty bad, you can put this on it and it'll stop your bleeding to an extent. To pair with that, I also keep a tourniquet with me. Honestly, guys, with the amount of like sharp objects I deal with, like saws, axes, and knives, my biggest problem that I'm gonna run into out here is a severe bleed, you know, 40 kilometers from the nearest road, or nearest hospital, sorry. And guys, at the top of my pouch, I always keep a little bottle of moonshine. I'm not gonna lie, everyone says don't drink in a survival situation, yada, yada, yada. I can't think of anybody else in my life that would probably deserve a drink more than a guy in a survival situation. Not to mention, most survival situations are mobility issues. Like, you get trapped somewhere and you gotta wait till morning to get out. I don't know if you're just sat in the bush quietly for 8 hours, but it kind of sucks. I'll always have my metal Nalgene or metal water bottle. One thing I like about these is if you are stuck somewhere, you could actually boil some water in this thing and use it as a heater to get you through the night. As well as, when they freeze with the water inside of them, they don't actually explode like the plastic ones do. I always keep kind of unraveled there. I always keep some paracord on me. I mean, I rely on this stuff, to be honest with you guys. Like, it's really so useful. Also, I'll always keep my headlamp. This is the Black Diamond Storm R. I would bet my life on this thing. I've had a lot of bad headlamps, like a lot of pricey headlamps, to be honest, and they just don't hold up as well as this thing does. I really recommend the Black Diamond Storm R. You know, a little bit of itchy band, because, oh man, who doesn't like itchy band, you know? I always keep a little bottle of hand sanitizer with me. One, because, well, guys, everybody poops, and I like to wash my hands when I'm done pooping, as well as hand sanitizer is essentially just fire gel. Like, it's just alcohol in here, so if you spray it on top of something you want to light on fire and throw a spark on it, it's going up no matter what. Super good fire starter. I always keep my Agawa Boreal 21 saw. As far as a saw goes, you can't beat this guy. Absolutely bulletproof. Love this thing. Another tool that I would bet my life on. All right, guys, and then I have the emergency blanket. Now I normally carry 2 of these, but I just used one up in a video for you guys. So the one thing that is really handy about emergency blanket is, 1, it is a blanket, but 2, they're waterproof, right? So if we know the pine cone trick, we can actually hang them up just like a tarp and make like either a fire reflector or the Morse Kachonsky super shelter out of one of these. Moving on down, I always keep some hand warmers and toe warmers. If you're ever stuck somewhere for the night, these are just bulletproof and you're gonna wish you had them. Also, I'll keep a power bank on me with some cables to charge both my phone and my headlamp. I'll keep a Tokes 750 milliliter pot. These are titanium, they weigh next to nothing, and I actually just really like them. I also like the ones with the bale handle, so I can actually make like a cooking crane out of it if I want to. So that way the pot gets hot, but I can still grab the bale and pull it off the fire without burning my fingers. And I'll keep a Uberleben flat pack stove. This is the Stoker. Really dig this thing. Super easy to cook on, and folds down to almost nothing. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching.